Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of KashCraft. My name is KashMuney, and this is episode number 20. I can't believe we're on episode 20. That just blows me away, but we have done so much on the server, and we are doing so much today. What is that, you may ask? Well, we are going to be continuing the circus. I'm on a roll to get the exterior of our mega base done, so we're going to be working on that today. But we need to wrap up another project first. You see, 2 episodes ago, I built this massive gold farm, and it has absolutely been cranking out gold. Yeah, just look at that. There are stacks upon stacks of gold. But I'll be honest, gold isn't that useful to me, so we are going to be making a piglin bartering farm. That way we can put that gold to use. So anyway, let's get started with making that. We're going to be making a pretty industrial bartering farm, so we need a ton of resources for this. I am talking stacks upon stacks of chests and hoppers and all that stuff. We're going all out with this bartering system. Although I can't say I have a ton of experience making piglin bartering farms. I've actually never made one before, but I think I have a design that's going to work. I guess we just have to test it out to see if it works. Just need to get some redstone, get some stone, and craft up an unhealthy amount of redstone pieces. Fly through some very narrow tunnels, and fly back. Oh, no! There goes 280 levels. I should have... That's completely my fault, but I was hoping it wouldn't happen. The walk of shame to get my stuff. Okay, I think this is everything I need, at least enough to get started. So why don't we head over and begin building our bartering farm? Okay, here we are. So I want to build this bartering farm below the gold farm. So we have our gold right here. So I'm thinking maybe we can drop down, I don't know, 10 or 15 blocks and build our bartering farm down here. It's definitely more of an art than a science. Okay, so I have the platform startup. Why don't we get started with the farm? Maybe in the form of a quick time lapse? Okay, we have the basic redstone of the system, and oh my gosh, I never would have been able to figure this out for myself. I used Potato Noir's design for the bartering farm right here. They made an amazing bartering farm, much more complicated than what I'm gonna make, but they had this really ingenious system. I just took this base design and added a little extra stuff so that we have a working bartering farm. Oh, and there's a link to Potato Noir's video in the description. Before we get any further, I do want to make sure this farm is spawn-proof. That would be pretty bad if I just had a gas spawn in the middle of it. Okay, so we have the bartering system, but we don't have the piglins, and this wouldn't be a bartering farm without the piglins, so why don't we grab those real quick and make it sound like it's going to be something fancy. It's not. I just need to make a little spawning platform, get some of the piglins to spawn, and then get them into the farm. You know what, if I'm going to be getting these piglins, I think I need to name them, so I am going to grab some name tags. Our first pig is going to be named Wilbur, then Napoleon, and finally Peppa. Here we go, let's try this again. Oh, we got some zombie piglins, but that's not what I need. We finally have some piglins. What the heck? This wasn't working, and now it is, and I'm so happy. Oh no, I messed it up, didn't I? And I lost them all. I am bad at this. Oh my gosh, finally, I got 3 in here, and they are all named. We got Napoleon, Peppa, and Wilbur's in there somewhere, yeah. So let's just give the system a quick test. Make sure it's all working before we add on the entire storage system. So they get their gold, and then they'll be bartering it. Hopefully, yep, there's the items, and... yep, then the piston will shoot them along into our storage system. Perfect. It worked. Oh my gosh. I want to say I'm not surprised because I'm good at redstone, but I'm not, so I am surprised. Did that make sense? I don't know. I'm not good at redstone. I'm surprised it worked. Okay, so with the bartering part of the farm set up, I now get to make the storage system. There are about 12 items that I can get from the bartering system, which, oops, means we need 12 sets of chests. So why don't I get started on that? Here's the base for our storage. Then we can add in all of our chests. Over 2 stacks of chests. That's a crazy amount, but we have a crazy amount of storage, so that's awesome. And then we can add in all of the hoppers for the chests. Okay, so there's the sorting redstone for one module. Now we need to copy this like a lot more times. You know, I honestly don't have that much experience doing redstone, but just like learning how to do like a sorting system and understanding like basic redstone logic, like kind of lets me just figure stuff out. Like, it doesn't look pretty. It's definitely not like the most efficient way to do stuff, but it works. So I don't know. Should I consider myself a redstoner? Probably not. But you know, I'm getting better at it. Yay, there's our redstone. And now we just need to spawn proof this. So with the storage system set up, I now need to add items to the filter so that we get the items like sorted into these chests. So that means I need to run this bartering system for a bit, just get a little bit more of the like bartering items, and then we can put them into our storage system, which will be perfect. So we'll just let this thing run for a little bit, get some of our items. Oh my gosh, that was just one stack of gold, and we got like so many items. What the heck? We have all the items in now, and I added just an extra slot for like miscellaneous stuff. If we go up top, there's no item filter in here. This is just for things like the fire resistance potions or soul speed books, just random items that I might want but can't really filter out. Okay, and the last thing to do before we call this farm done is just to add a little hopper going from the gold farm down to the bartering farm. That way this thing could be running automatically. All right, and if we just flip this switch, the farm should begin working. Hopefully, yeah, we get the piglin starting to trade. They'll be dropping their items, and then that will get pushed into the chute and sent along. Yeah, if we just stand from here and watch the items come by any second. Yeah, look, they all just kind of like disappear into their respective hoppers. And then of course the extra items go to the end. This is like one of the coolest like Minecraft systems I've seen, and it was super fun to make and looks super cool. And now in combination with our gold farm, we have infinite all of these items, which is amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna be AFKing at the gold farm overnight and letting the bartering farm run, and we'll see how many items we get. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we are again. Let's get my tools. And looking at the items we got from that AFKing, let's see. Oh, pretty good on the ender pearls. A lot of soul sand. Okay, we got some quartz. Huh, not bad. I mean, sure, I would have liked like these chests to be full, but honestly, for a farm that I kind of, you know, busted out without really knowing what I'm doing, I think this is pretty good. Ooh, and we have soul sand books. I do want to apply these to my boots. That would be very nice if I could just be running around with soul speed. Do you think 6 soul speed books is enough? I don't know. But I am super happy with this farm, and we can call it done. It is just this massive system in the skies, and it looks super cool. And of course, we can apply our soul speed to our boots. There we go. Okay, so with the bartering farm done, now we can get back to the circus. We are going to get these side flaps built for the left side of the circus. This is just another step in getting the exterior of the circus done. It's not going to be too bad. I'm really just going to copy the side flaps from the right half of the circus. Oh, and to give a bit of background about the idea or like the story behind these side flaps, basically it's a piece of fabric that's like the same length around the circus, and where there's a peak, it's kind of pulling the fabric up so it doesn't billow out as much, but on like a bottom swoop, you know, the fabric isn't being pulled up, so it has space to billow out a bit more. Hopefully that makes sense, but that is what we are going to replicate on the other side. Let me tell you, it's a very boring and long process, and yeah, we gotta do this. So let's get started. Okay, I am in the middle of a time lapse, but I just wanted to talk about my process for, you know, copying this very complicated structure over to the other side of the circus. I'm not using any sort of tools. It's really just like doing it layer by layer. So as you can see right here, I'll have like a starting point, and then from that point we have, oh, 2 red blocks, and then skip a block and do another red block, and then 2 white next to it. I use a whiteboard, and it's really just drawing a line and writing 2R, and then adding a little gap, then just R, and then 2W, and then it's really just layer by layer. And it lets me, you know, create this very complicated surface on the other side. No need to reinvent the wheel is what I always like to say. But yeah, it's really just one layer at a time. And sure, it takes a while and it's a lot of like thinking, but honestly, creating these organic structures in Minecraft is pretty difficult, and finding any way to simplify that process really helps. But this side tent is not going to complete itself, so I need to get back to building this layer by layer. Oh, and roll that time lapse. Oh my gosh, these side flaps are done. It looks so good, and this circus is looking so cool. It's also huge. Like, if we just go inside, like, now that it's fully enclosed, we have like a better understanding of just the extent of how big this thing is. Like, look way over there. Like, how many blocks is that? I don't even know. Like, okay, so 275 to 160. This is like 115 blocks long. That is insane. I guess I knew it would be that long, but I forgot about it. But oh my gosh, this tent is so cool. It's so massive. I love it. But we have one last thing to do today. That is to make our frame. At this point, you know the deal. We're going to pick a frame and add in what we did today. And I think that is going to be the bartering farm. Genuinely, these frames are starting to get filled up. But I think we're going to go for this one right here. And there we go. My nice little attempt at creating a smaller version of the piglin farm. It's not perfect. It's hard to get something this small right, but I like it. But everyone, that is going to wrap up our episode today. I can't believe how close we are to getting this circus done. Next episode, we are going to be finishing the outside of the circus. We did so much today. We got the piglin bartering farm set up. We got the sides of the tent made. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Your support means so much to me. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. But anyways, once again, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.